Well, hello. Stream number 2, and yeah, let's get on with it. Wasn't really sure what I was planning to do today, but I thought, you know what, just get something done, do some work, and just see where the night takes me. So, I'm going to start halfway, going through a wee bit of the usual update on what's been happening since the last stream, which was a month ago, 4 weeks ago to the day, and we'll see how we get on. So I'm just going to head inside and hope my sim speed doesn't tank too much. It has been intermittent at best. But since the last month has gone by, I've made some videos, made various items here and there, and got to work on changing out my storage. Right now they're up here in the habitation deck, but it's making progress downstairs. And if you've seen a few of the videos, you might have seen the big hole in the ground that was built for it. So first I'm going to have to get into the elevator and then go down to ground floor and then get into another elevator and go down into basement floor. So let's see where it's gone. I think I might need to adjust the speeds of this elevator. This one is a lot longer than the other one. There we go. So the first major change as you come into the main lobby is that, well, the interior floor has all been removed. This is yet to be covered, but I'm going to get there. And I've removed the staircase that took us down to the ore drop pit, which is underneath here, and I've replaced it with this pathway that takes me down to the next elevator, but this wee side corridor will take me to the drop pit. I'm going to replace this as well. It's a poor location and make this look pretty. So this is how I get down to the drop pit now. So normally I would just climb upstairs on this side and that side. I've removed that. It's now attached to the just below level where the secondary elevator is. And I'll just come out here, jump in, down we go. And this one's a lot quicker, even though the distance is a bit longer. There we go. And out into a lobby area for the main floor. I've been trying to tweak things and make things look a bit more Mechanicum-esque, and so far this is what I've came up with. I'm not 100% sure on the buttons being here, but unfortunately because of the grids taking up, the blocks taking up so much of the grid space, I can't put that anywhere else, so I just put it there. It does a trick, and I am planning on a design for the actual elevator itself. I took the measurements 1313 by 8, so I'll get to making a new one. So we'll go left first to the cargo storage hall, which is through here. And the corridor here takes you to 2 other entrances and a back corridor that takes you to hydrogen. But right now, we'll just do this one. So far, this is what I have built under here. It's a huge storage hall, but it only really contains 9 cargo containers. And right now, I've got these 3 are so far I've named each of the cargo containers for components, large steel tubes, small steel tubes, and what was the other one? Interior plates. So these 3 will contain only those items, because this sorter, which I haven't set up yet but I have put the block in place, mean that only those items will travel into these cargo containers. And again with this one, but these 3 are for everything else, but these 3 are exclusively for just steel plates. Because if I'm building some starships and battle cruisers for going up into space, I'm going to need a lot of steel plates. I'm actually thinking these 3 are not enough. I'm thinking I'm going to have to add another 6 just to this line. And when you get to the middle here, these pipes here are attached to another sorter, which allows the rest of the system of the base to pull the specific items out but not add anything to them. So this will exclusively be steel. They'll be a bunch of everything else from ammo, solar panels, and all the usual shit will be in there. And let's say the other one had the large steel plates. The back wall, don't really know what I'm doing with the back wall, but in the short term, I've added doors and just a corridor. That's it. That's literally it for the back corridor. I'm leaving room to expand underground, but right now this is what I'm going with. I've used some of the pipe blocks, the new ones that were added in fieldwork, was it? To the roof to add a bit of depth to it, to make it feel like this is like, you know, product is moving around the base. I've done my usual wee split parts up there, a lot of gold for the walls as well. And I'm actually quite liking the look of this place. It's also quite big. My only issue that I've got so far appears to be my use of the exhaust flames as lighting. It's I worry that it's part of my like sim speed tanking is that animation. I've no proof of that. I can't prove that either way, but I feel like, yeah, that's maybe something. But I'll show you the hydrogen hull, then I'll turn the exhaust flames off and show you what the whole thing looks like with it off. It's got a nice wee aesthetic, I think, in both variants. So back across, this time we're going into the hydrogen sector. And through. And it's basically the same design, just longer. And yeah, I've actually got more accessible walkways as well. And these were pinched right out of a Sword class corvette, no, frigate, that I've messed around with and built interiors for as well. And all I did was just cut away the hull of the ship, lift this out, copy and paste, make a blueprint, and then that was me. So this is my entire hydrogen hull. So it's like what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in a row, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. And then all the small ones going along there. So if this was all filled, a pretty big boom if something came in here. So like some missile or something like that. Chad, welcome. Now I see you've arrived. I see you've actually got the timing right as well. I thought when I put the post up, I put Scottish time, you would, yeah, you'd be a bit better at knowing, like, well, I'd be a bit better at letting you know when the time was. But it's good to see you here. How you been keeping? But yeah, so this is all my hydrogen, and let's hope it don't go bang. And again, back wall, just a wee corridor. So let's turn off the lighting in here just now. The exhaust flames. Exhaust off. Pretty dark, but I do like the green effect for the floodlights right in the middle. That's quite sweet. And I'll show you the cargo hall as well. It's a pretty similar design. I'll just skip through here. Yep. These ones have got like corner lights that are underneath the catwalks. So underneath the catwalks there's a corner light there that's also producing low level light at the bottom. So far I feel like it's a nice wee effect when the exhaust goes off. And in the corridor that leads to the halls, I've actually put these kind of like strobing lights here. You can't really see it when the exhaust is on, so I don't know, something feels a wee bit lost, you know what I mean? I'm doing well, haven't got any notifications for this though, it just happened to show up on my feed when I realised the YouTube homepage. Refreshed homepage. Really? Oh. I'm not sure if I might have done something wrong with that because I kind of forgot how to set this up for a month ago, and then when I put all my bits in, writing in all my wee bits and bobs to get things running and click start, I hoped it was alright and I checked on my phone and everything seemed to run, so I don't know about a notification going out. I hoped it would have. I'm not sure if that was something like what other people say, the wee bell. Oh, uh, says they got the notification, so uh, I have no explanation. Anyway, I'm glad you're here anyway, pal. It's pretty good to see you here. So I'm going to head upstairs now. There's a gap. No, I hadn't noticed that. I'll need to get in there somewhere else anyway. Let's get us upstairs. How many notifications I don't get? or don't get on time, so probably isn't something you did. Oh well, that makes me feel a wee bit better. Thanks for that. The thing is, I've clicked the bell on a few different channels as well, and I never get notifications either. I think it might just be YouTube itself being selective in who they want to promote, probably. But I have no evidence of that. I don't know, but well, lucky guess, I suppose. So, my plan for today is I'll quickly show what disasters have happened. Where's the Spectre cam? Here we go. Wrong way. One of my previous videos, something horrible happened, and it is something appears to be missing from here. And in the wheel set was missing, and bits of it is there, bits of it is trashed all over the place, and I've since had to give up and trying to get this working properly, and thought the Mark III is better than this one, which is the Mark II. It's damaged a lot, maybe dismantle, but the problem is how to get it from here to there. One idea was retrofit a locomotive wagon, a lot of time. Another one was a wee lifter thing I've got, but I know from experience, and I've had a lot of poor experiments with doing lifters. No, that's not it. No. Okay. Carry-on, I think it was called. Yeah, that one there. It's small grid. So I thought, why not print one and then start copying it into large grid. Then I've got large grid thrusters, and that should be able to come along here, lift this up and put it back at the base, where I can either decide to put it in a building and store it away as a memento of the past, or dismantle it for its parts. That's a big job, not a problem though, as I now have lots of resources. It's just this one's the better one. This is the Mark IV, and I did get its wheels working properly. Turns out it's weight and gaps in the track, which is unfortunately a mostly unavoidable part. And my sim speed tanking as well, just do a quick check, 6.5, no, 0.65, sorry, 0.65. It's quite low, and I do get a little bit of dropping of the frames as well, so the world is starting to struggle. I quick Google search and the AI tells me that it's like lots of subgrids and things, and I mean, you literally just look out here at like the corners, it's like they're all still attached with the hinges, and that's like subgrid after subgrid after subgrid, so that's like a lot. I was thinking about going along them all and then putting a battery on each section and then removing them all. The reason I did the battery is because my builder units have a tendency to clean up blocks that are not powered, so to avoid that I need to make it powered, so yeah, you get the idea. But I guess you call it a wee micro surprise at the first hour. So, Chad, if you could do me a wee favour, if you're still here in an hour, can you remind me at the hour mark about the surprise? Right, this is a wee thing I spent the better part of this week working on to get prepped for today, and it's kind of wee thing I'm giving out there. I'm putting something out there. That's what I'm saying now, right? So if you could do that for me, or anybody else as well, help out and help me remember, because when I get to an hour, I'm going to need a horn. So let's get to getting a wee duplicate of this wee lifter thing done. Where's my character? Over here. I'll leave the exhaust flames off just now because the lighting is a bit iffy at the minute. So first turn off my builder units, land air projector, it's the wrong button, turn it on, reminder time 45 minutes ago. Thank you my friend, thank you. Carry on. Back to spectator, get a look at this thing. It's correct way up, oddly coloured, pretty sure I painted it yellow. Anyway, let's lift it up at the grunt. Nope, that's us. Right. So, converting this into a large grid, it'll lift things. I'm reminded of something that's large grid thrusters, the atmospheric thrusters, the large ones, they're like 5 by 5 by 5, right? And the small grid ones are 3 by 3 by 2. If I remember that right. If that's the case, then I'm going to need to adjust what the areas that thrust is going to be in. I'll build this thing anyway, and then we'll be able to get an idea. So this will be the example, the model piece. 2, and then move it over. Right, that'll do. Right, small grid blocks. Oops. And you think I need to go higher up. What's in there? What was that? Oh, it's a gyroscope. I'll pop them there. There we go. And what was that noise? There we go. Right, back in the throne and get a nice angle, a nice view. Oh, right. This was built a long time ago. There's probably a frame drop as these things are getting welded up in at speed. Alright, maybe not that fast. It's not too bad. There's quite a few batteries as well. Not too many light armor blocks either, so when it becomes large grid it shouldn't be too much of a problem. You can tell this one was built a long time ago when I'm sitting there going, what was I thinking when I put that there? I think that's it. Projector off and the welders off. Don't want to burn myself. Right. I think this is making noise. My throne's making noise, that's unfair. Cut, 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 cut. That's it. Now let's take this outside into the light and get a look at it. No, that's narrow. Too narrow. I'm going to need to go out the main front. Compared to well speed when you did some of the different squats, this thing got welded up quite slow. I know everything's got a lot slower lately, and I think it is quite literally, it's my, wrong button, my sim speed. Oops. Everything's been a lot slower, and it was just like middle of week before last. I just logged in and everything was just like deathly slow, and I was like, ooh, that could be a problem. I've been trying to speed things up by getting rid of unnecessary stuff. There's lots of scripts that are missing as well I've removed, so yeah. I'll put my construction site out here. So this has to come down at the front. Right, down. Come on, come on, come on. It's so sluggish. Now, large grid version won't be exactly the same, but I should be able to get away with it because this just will not hold the weight of these cargo cars. So large grid it is, and I will turn it off because I don't need to use it. Right, where it begin? First of all, I will get rid of that in the corner. So it is like different size, so it's like 1, 2, 3, whereas an Atmo large is, that's like a 5. Right, first things first, let's get a bit of framework on, right? So landing gear first. Right. And you can go.
Inventory full. Inventory full.
I need the space. And place the landing gear here. Will do it. Locked in place. And temporary blocks to get things running. Get quite high. And that'll do. Right. Now, it went. It's kind of like a. So that was a 90-degree angled one, and then the spaces. I'll start with a 90-degree angled one in the corner. Go with a construction yellow for now. Ironically, yellow is along with the gold, is a fairly dominant colour in my channel, which is was not intended, but I'll take it. I'll take it. Right, and then we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh no, it's 5, so I'll go 5 just now. And now we'll put in an atmospheric thruster just to see how big it is. I'm pretty sure that the large are much bigger. I'll go for the sci-fi ones. Oh no, they are 2. Wait. No, it's 3. They are 3. So to fit 2 in, it would have to be 6 long at each of the wings. Pop the first one in. Squeeze in. No, yep, is it? Is that right? Yep. So pop in that one, and then that would be another angle. Right. Now, what did I do at the other side? I went to cover, and then back, and it was for the first one that I went straight across. Alright. I think this is going to be bigger than I'm expecting. So I'll go for this side then, and then ultimately I think just like the first 2 large grid atmospheric thrusters are enough to lift these cars on their own, but I'll need to see about that. And then here, I mean, am I going so far as to like, whoa. Right, so, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 space, and then do the other atmospherics on the other side. I think I'm going to run out of space real fast as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 8th one plus. Wrong block. Get that a lot. And swap it around. There we go. Just verify. Nope, that's not accurate. I was literally just there. Right. Right, I see how much dumpling I am. The 7 are done from here. You know what, it's quicker if I bring the spectator cam up, tap a button, get a look, go back, and then do it again. Now I did build this myself, but we're talking about, like, I'm trying to remember myself building this like 5 years ago. Upgrading old designs. They like the idea of a design like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8th block, then a space block, and then aha! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then was it the cover block or no? Bang, bang. Curve, boom, boom, boom. There we go. Right, so I'll just shift this out of the way then now, since reminder. Haha. I don't think I'll make it as long as that one, but I might have to. They may be quite heavy. They may be quite heavy, but I question whether you need 8 of the large grid thrusters to lift a small grid rail car. 4 seems like it should be enough. I agree. I'm thinking about maybe just sticking with what I've got so far, and then seeing how I get on. Maybe remove this part, for example. And then build around this. Like, so that would be the front up here, this would be the back here, and then most of the stuff like batteries and all the usual would be in the middle and then around the edge. And I would just pull for the sides like a few struts that would come down, and then landing gear and maybe a connector in the middle, and then use that, just this essentially. I think that would work. So limiting on space as well, because this thing is starting to get bigger. Whoop, whoop. Crisis averted. There we go. I mean, these are enough to hold the thing up, right? So forward and back, I should be able to get away with the smaller variety of these, right? It's still large grid and they pack a hell of a punch in comparison to small grid. So, oh, wait a minute. It's a gap of 3 I need before they start tearing into the other block at the other end. Hang on, so if I put that there, 1, 2, 3, pop it. Whoo! Idea, I've got an idea. Right. Put that one there. And if I did the same over here, put this facing the other way and there. 1, 2, 3. Wait, it's 5 blocks of gap in it you need for a large grid thruster. Any idea what the weight of the fully loaded rail car is? In the millions of kilos. Off the top of my head, I think the highest one I spotted, and it wasn't completely full, was about 15 million kilos. Somehow the wheels didn't break. It's only when I put heavier mass blocks on it to make it a bit beefier, go that way. But yeah, it's interesting. It's 5 blocks, or is it 5 for them and then 3 for these? I want to lengthen it. I think I'm going to lengthen this out a wee bit, because it worries me that will snap apart. I want them to be internal as well. I think it's a better position for them, because it means I can sit a little more peacefully. So I'll just do the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 gap, and then I would need 1, 2, 3 for the atmospheric thruster, so that would sit here, and then the large atmospheric thrusters would be there and there, and then quick wrap around. So that one there, like so. And there. Yeah, right. So I think that's going to be a little better with these thrusters sitting in there. They won't burn each other off. I've still got plenty of room. and they're internal. I like it. And just add the ones to the other side. Yo, and one in there. Flip and in. Question is, what am I doing with this? Supposedly those large thrusters can lift 600,000 each, so 4 lift 2.4 million. Well, then that would be alright then for this car, because it's not fully loaded yet. It's still relatively empty, so I should be able to lift it and get it back here. You done the math for me there. Ah, pretty good, thank you very much. Ooh. I need left and rights. I like the flat efforts for my left and rights. So, big square ones. How did it get smaller? Hang on, I hit the button. It's on my taskbar. I feel like maybe no. If I put 8, so that'd be like 4 on each side. Making choo-choo. No quite. More like rescuing one. If it requires more weight than that, then you would need more than 4. Yeah, I would need more than 4. But what I'm thinking, see if I go with this, like, kind of like a straight line design like this. What I can do is I can build 2 of them and then use a merge block and stick another one onto it, and then I can just like multiply it by bigger and bigger. Hopefully, that's that's the idea. I don't think my forward and back is enough though. So I'm a bit reluctant to chomp into there, but I could... there we go, just do that. That should be good so far. And then I'll add a wee block to hide the lining. Right. I could also add metal on the top as well, actually, yeah. Right, so a wee bit of armour block here. Click. And... there. And then we'll get on to making this flight ready with some gyros next. Not the thing you pick up on Dole Day, but gyroscope for moving around. Yeah. There we go. Right. Gyroscopes. Apparently they're animated now. I'll only put these ones on the back. No, wait. We'll remove these 2. I'm going to put 2 on the other side. Yeah. And there. I'll repeat the same here, because I worry that there's not enough gyroscopes to manoeuvre the thing on its own, let alone lifting it and then moving it. Right. Batteries, because we all need a good battery. And I can use the underside for any additional extras that's required. No. What else am I needing? I obviously need like a pilot's chair, but I mean that's chair. Typed in chair. Control seat. Yeah. A throne of some kind. I will probably put on a reactor maybe, but I think right now I'll just rely on a bit of solar to keep this thing flight bound now. I could use beam blocks now for the legs, and I think I'll use mag plates maybe. Using the mag plate, yeah, more discreet than anything else. I'll pop this guy up front. That'll do. There we go. Get a guide here. Right, down we go. See how far I need to get. Start here, I suppose. Oh, wrong way. Right, flip and over and down. So how many blocks is that? So that's like, so the thruster edge would be here. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6. Ooh, it's kind of cutting it close. Yeah. Right, I'll do the same on this end and down. Bit more. Oh, wait. What's the distance I'm looking at? That's plenty. There. I think that's about as low as I'm prepared to go. Do I want to burn any of the roofs or anything else I've got? Pop, and pop. And then I would place the mag plates. Unable to place mag plate. Ah, that's right. Yep, there we go. And then standard light block. And then place the mag plate. Right, same on the other side now. Where's that? There we go. Flip and down. What's the chances I'm going to run out of gas while I'm staring at this? My problem with a lot of things like this is because it has to be lightweight enough to be able to lift the train, or at least the carriage that I'm trying to grab. It's kind of not got very much aesthetics. It's like kind of like hurts my eyes. Right, 7. Click. Right, no, that should be me, right? That's what I need for now. I want to strengthen that bit in the middle in case I get shot at while I'm halfway through flight, so I'm thinking using some of these. What's the angled one look like? So that's at the back, so I need an offset. Like that. And I'll do an offset over here. This is going to end up looking like a handbag or something, isn't it? It's like I'm going to put this on it and it's going to be like a handle. Or a carry case for your miniatures. So, bang, 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 bang. Wrong way. There we go. And yeah, I mean that. It kind of screams to me. I'm going to put one on the bottom as well. That that makes me sad. I don't often use the thrust blocks, you could probably tell. Yeah. Oh, this could look a lot worse with the one underneath as well. But at least it breaks it up a wee bit. Lovely pulse. Yep. There we go. And done. Right, so connect back to the door and tell it to build it. There we go. That's us. There we go. I'm prepared to bet I've not got enough motors for these things. quite a lot. Ooh. All done awfully quick. I suppose carry-all and handbag could refer to the same thing, so calling it a purse isn't out of line. Yeah, yeah, absolutely right. Yep. And we appear to have a missing thruster. Yeah. Ah, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 batteries, and I bet the thing's going to collapse. Model after the Orca carry-all. Yeah. Because you see, I actually stole a blueprint for somebody when I was in a world with one who built one, but it was in small grid. And I've actually got the blueprint for it, and I was thinking about it the other day, just like making that one large grid. But I figured I don't need all that power and all that size. And earlier on, Chad did point out that these 4 thrusters are plenty for what I'm needing to lift, so I could do that. I could do that. Yeah. And did I miss some of the atmospheric blocks? Some of these things are like actually missing. Look, 2 spaces here. I think it's something to do with my builder units, maybe not wanting to build. Yep, they're all in place. Ah, no. A couple here are missing. Nope, flip, one. That's you. There we are. No, always more power. Sometimes there's a thing is too much power. Right, what's going on? Why are these no finishing? Motors, see? I knew it. I knew I wasn't going to have enough motors. Terminal, produce 5,000. Thank you very much. And I'm going to use panels to seal a few gaps. Pop one. I might pop one over there. And what's that? And then a wee quick one here. There we go. That way the thing won't disintegrate that fast. There we go. Now I'll do the same over here. Oh, wrong way. And done. Right, so far so good. Let's see, it's not attached to anything, so I should be able to just lift off by turning off the landing gear, right? All lock off, unlock, and lift. Oh, sweet. I don't have any up thrust, right? Let's put a couple of wee ins on just in case I'm going to need them. Atmo 9. Where to put them? I don't generally need one to push down the way, but there we go. Hey Fossil, see you're back. I didn't catch you go live even though I hit the bell. What the heck? Well, to be fair, Chad also said the same thing. He said that he didn't get notified either. Although he was actually early this time and you were the one that was late. But it's good to see you here, and how you been keeping? You been alright since last month? Don't like that there for balance. Front wide. Right, there we go. And now set up a taskbar. Ooh, wait, gyros, click. Gyros, Greek pastries. There we go, hide and atmospherics. I'll do the atmospherics last. I'm a bit lazy with pressing the buttons, so I'm going to do a wee something else different. Make sure that's nice and easy. Mag plates, mag. I thought I pressed that, yeah. Mag plates, click, click, auto lock off. That's us. Backward ones. Create a separate group for back. Atmo back. Click. And yeah, the rest of them should be fine. And then all of them. Atmos. Click, click. And then batteries, can't spell it again, my brain is absolutely fizzing. Batteries, I put bats in it, I don't know what's wrong, my brain is absolutely fizzing, might be watching the Fitbit today. Save that now, I can change that later. And hide all, but I always like to keep one on the taskbar at a glance. You know, with the info at the side, it's quite good. We quick check. Just learn from previous lift around, don't get rolled too far to the side or you'll not be able to right yourself. I'll keep that in mind, Chad. Got addicted to out of ore in the minute. Addicted to out of ore in the meanwhile, which is annoying because I want to do my train before GTA 6. Batteries, right, oh, right, thanks spelling, thank you. There we go. I'm all clumsy with my thumbs. Batteries. There we go. And just delete that embarrassment there. Right, so, GTA 6 is like, well, for me, well, it's releasing at a different time on PC, so it's like, what, 2027 for me? So if you're getting the console version, you've got like, what, a year to go? No. Don't need lights and anything like that on this thing, so should be good. And let's get low enough so that, ooh, the gyros are stronger than I was expecting. Could you just not wiggle? Thank you. I know they're getting repelled now. Ooh. Right, well done. Right. Let's begin the rescue. Oh wait, taskbar. What am I doing? Alright, mag plates I'll put on number 2 to switch the lock, and the backward ones number 4 to set on off, and the rest of the atmos for when I'm docked on off. Nice and simple. Press 4 to turn the ones that send me back off. Press forward. Not very much on the forward and back, that's worrying me because I might not be able to move this thing back. And then I let go, and I don't slow down. Excellent. Coasting. Solar panels, that's right. God damn it! I'll arrive at the place and I'll zip back when I fill my backpack up. It'll be enough. It'll be enough. Trust me, it'll be enough. If only space engineers had the dirt physics out of ore, it would be a million times more cool to mine stuff. Yeah. Lights underneath for night rescues. That'll come later. I think it's merely a case, Shad, just to get this thing running and get this thing rescued. I mean, it's Not exactly the most pleasant looking of things. It's like two spoons that are stuck together, I suppose. Or a purse. I've actually got an idea for something. So like when I was doing a save world where I was like no coming up to the surface and I was underground the whole time, I built an excavator, but it had like a long arm, piston arm that would extend out, but it was like 4 pistons, small grid this is, in like a star shape, and they were merged onto another 4, then another 4, and another 4, and another 4, with drill heads on the end that would drill like a straight tunnel straight through to the ores without coming up to the surface. And I was thinking about something like that attached to a rotor on a locomotive type like train that would drive out and then turn the crane over, reach down, pick up, and then rotate around and place it onto like a flatbed wagon, and then have like clamps coming up the side of the wagon to grab a hold of the debris or the residue, and then drive it all the way back. The reason I've put that off for so long is the logistics say, well, no building it. I can jump into a creative world and get busy on doing stuff like that. It's the whole moving it along the track while the other trains are like operating on the same track at the same time. And I've been scouring trying to find a way to extend the range of a small grid sensor as well. I need at least 100 metres and they only go to 50 for that idea that I had, that whole design idea. Remote control, antenna, camera, he didn't have to go along for the rescue. True, but if this blows up, I think it's only right that I should be here when it blows itself up. 4 to slow down. Right, I've got 23 minutes. I'll pop out the now. Ooh, I need a name. The purse or something. You know, sometimes, you know, just a bit of confession, you know, sometimes I forget, like a dumpling, just how far the track goes. So even at 150 ms with a jetpack, it's still taking me forever to get back. I just up Badger 288. Huh? Fishing rod, man bag, the fishing rod. Yeah, I'm liking the names so far. I'm liking them so far. How do you mean I just up Badger? Bagger! God damn it! See what I mean about my brain being fizzed right now? What am I like? Oh, cargo access out here, that'll do. Speed mod, limit to 360. I've got a speed mod, but it's relative one. I like it for the idea that the heavier the object, the slower it will go, and the smaller the object, the faster it goes. So, it keeps me thinking when it comes to my, what you call it, my big starships. Right, so that's my hydrogen. No. Solar. Do I have multi-junction solar cells? These are modded solar panels, but I'll see. No, I do not. Let's see. Multi-junction 32. I'll whack on 2. That should be about 2.4 megawatts, I think. Let's see. I'll do the 2 of them. So 64. 1, 2. No. Whoop. No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. I have platinum and I have silicon. Yay! Click. And one more. Hopefully I've got them all. Right, and then I'll grab some steel plates as well. Oh, come on. Right. There we go. Right, what would the bagger to a giant bucket wheel excavator like the Warhammer 40k one? Actually, that's the idea for you. It would be like an ordinary but industry instead of warfare. Is that what that thing's called? The big bucket excavator thing? But I do like the idea. Isn't there one of them in the background of one of the games? Like the Space Marine games? Or am I thinking of a giant crane? Formerly the largest? It was the largest then? One of the buildings you build off the side of the station could be for the rail rescue and the lifter could be stored there. Yeah, I could definitely put things in the storage. That's why I'm unsure about like keeping this specific wagon that's busted because the wheels are completely shot. I'm thinking about if it's like the wheels are still attached. Well, I could put a new set of wheels on and then maybe have a wee crack at that and then whack it into the building. Badger 293 is a bit larger. You know more than I. Oh, look at that, they're red already. No red, darkened. 35 minutes, right. 9. Right. And there. And there. Okay, I didn't bring enough. It doesn't matter. Let's see, what have we got in the power readings? Fully depleted in 40 minutes. 41 minutes. So it's gone up then, right? 2.7 megawatts. I'm climbing. Possible max at 1.5. So it's possible they can get a maximum of 3. Interesting. Hang on. I've got the build info right. Atmos 10.3. So they suck up a lot of juice. Let's jump in. I should have enough to get this done now. A bit forward. Oh, this is going to go tits up, I just feel it. Oh, straighten it. Right, hang on. Off. There we go. Less wiggle when I turned off some of the gyroscopes, and I can turn the rest on later. Oh, reminder it's been past an hour. Right, I'll temporarily put this on the grunt, and then I'll show you what the wee treat was that I worked on. I'll just pop this out here the note. Right, lock. Right, it's locked. Right, good. Right, I'll just pop it here the note. Right. So, a lot of guys have been asking about the trains themselves. Will I upload them to Steam? Yes, So I was going to do it live with you guys. What one was it? It was this one, the Mark IV No.2, and I'm going to click publish. You want to publish the blueprint? It is a rover and Steam, isn't it? Yep. Published to Steam has been completed successfully. Do you want to open Steam overlays to edit attributes such as title, description, visibility? It is public by default. Well, if it's public by default, no, because you guys know my name and you know what to look for on Steam. Now I'll edit all that lovely stuff later. So that's the locomotive up, right? What's the next one? The cargo wagon. It was this one specifically, I think. Yep. Although did I modify one? No, this is the correct one. This one. Publish. That is also a rover and to Steam. Successful, yep, and I will edit the rest of it later. And hopper wagon, which would be this one. Can't copy and paste. No, I pressed the wrong button. That one. And publish. Rover stream Steam. Publish successful. So there you go, guys. The thing I'd been putting off for so long, finally got it done, got these things edited and built up, and now they're on the Steam Workshop. Later on the night or the morrow, I'll be editing all the details, all the descriptions and stuff, and tags and all that stuff. But you guys who are here the now, you know me. You were here last time. You're here the now. If you are wanting to take a copy of the blueprints yourself, they should be up. I will briefly alt tab. Just give me a minute. Workshop. View profile. Workshop items. Yes. Yes. Yes, they're up. So, yeah, that was the wee halfway through the stream, an hour in, upload the blueprints. So I've done that. Yes, thank you. It's actually something like a Titan, but it's got huge screw off massive drill in one hand, and an excavator and conveyor part in the Badger 288 arranged chainsaw style on the left. Ooh, that sounds meaty and beefy. Is that like a round of applause I'm getting there? The thing is, I've got like so many different ideas and designs for so many different parts to add to this now that I've got like a foundation for some of these wagons and stuff. Like, I want to do one like a reactor wagon that's like all power units and panels and stuff in it to make it look like it's where you're getting all your power for a military one with guns and turrets on it, one for a landing pad, and even one that really serves no real purpose except in maybe in a multiplayer with like a habitation car, one that has like rooms and dormitories and stuff on it, just to see what it would look like. But let's lift. Hang on, I'll leave the thing floating here. I'll disconnect it. I think I need, yeah, as soon as that thing lifts it's going to be a disaster. Right, so I'll fix you later. Actually, I can disconnect you here. Off. And you'll need to go for, you know what, you've got a remote control. Control. Forward. That'll do it. A rolling Sororitas Cathedral for spreading the word to the miners. Exactly. Need to spread the word. Ooh. Grab a block there. Shouldn't move, but I'll pop that in there anyway. Or just a shrine, but something for putting faith on tracks. Well, if I had the ability to do that one, you know how the Exorcist model that's got like the guy on the back of it and he plays an organ, but the organ flutes are actually missile tubes, and every time he presses a key playing out a ballad for the Emperor, the missiles go flying. If only I could do something like that, I'd be really chuffed. But I'm not that good. I barely get by with what I've got. No, right, click, right. And then I'll need to disconnect this. Hinge, lock, and lock. Oh, come on then. Lock. Click, yep. Disconnect. Right. I could do that in Stormworks, but I don't know how to do that in Space Engineers. And neither do I, that's why I'd be reluctant to doing it here. And am I in contact range? Yep, click. And lift. Oh! And I'm no fawn either. Oh, look at that, sweet! And then I'll just strafe aside just now. Wow, these thrusters are weak. But they're doing the job. Don't topple, don't fall, don't break. Right. Do you think it's safe for me to get out of the hingy now? Yep. Whoa, 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 where did the hell? Right. Where's the other half of the train? What the What? Huh? What? Alright, panic has started setting. Why is that gun in it? Why is that on the ground now? What is no. Whoa. That one I can leave just now, right? I've got time, It'll be 45 minutes, I think, before that thing collides with the other one. I've got 45 minutes to get this back to the base, and then chase it down. Leave the power on. I didn't leave the power on. No, that was the rear car. That one has its atmospheric thrusters turned off, so that it doesn't actually move at all. It's only the one at front that does the pulling. There's no pushing, so it shouldn't have moved. So I think when I've disconnected it, maybe the program block or something's just thought, oh, my time to shine, and off it went. On the plus side, there's nothing on the track between it and here. Fun fact, a Danish nickname for Katyusha rocket launcher truck from World Stalin's church organ. Yeah, I'd heard of that one, Stalin's church organ. What's your flight time, brother? 4 minutes to get back at full push. Oh, that's right, my wee thingy button. 4, so I need backwards thrust. What in the name of the Emperor? Hello, the train departed without you. Houston, we have a problem. Oh, damn right, we've got a problem, alright. 12 minutes before it runs out of power. The lifter, yeah. The lifter's running out of power, yeah. Oh, it's on the move. 13 minutes left in this thing. Well, I'm starting to overtake the train. Good thing they're slow. Oh, and just on a side note, see the train, best to keep the speed at 15 ms rather than the 20 ms, although the one on the workshop is set to 20 ms. The problem with that though is it will struggle to slow down with its emergency brakes in time, but if you want the emergency brake system to work, 15 is what you're going to need. Till up, get a wee bit slow. And tilt down. Oh, hey, we're back. Dump it out here in the corner now. You know what? This thing is actually starting to grow on me. It looks entirely just for function rather than anything else. Now drop it. Are you nuts? You any idea how much a hole this thing would leave? I'm literally hearing the suspension edgy drum music from Discovery Channel shows over this. Ah, fair enough. It's so tense. Right. Let go. There we go. And I'll just pop myself out here the note and allow this thing to charge. Gently does it. And lock. Power off. And now let the daylight do its thing. How much power's left? Ooh, that was close. You can always use more armor plates to cover the hole. Yeah, but when you say the hole, do you mean this? I'm actually kind of time wasting because I know the train's on its way and I kind of want to jump on it when it gets here. No deuterium mod. Yeah, I do have a deuterium mod, but you have an idea how big and how heavy a large grid deuterium reactor is? No. That's not going on this one, but its resource cost is quite high, but again, a small grid one would do the trick. Last time I put a small grid thingy on something like this, it tipped out itself, and then again, and then again, and I was like, eh. But I don't really need it for this one actually, to be honest. The solar panels are there enough for now. The whole dropping from the rail car, from the, right, right, I get you now. Small grid rotor. Yeah, a small grid rotor will cause that problem. I don't know why. I even tried doing like a cargo drop, like a connector attached to a reactor, and then have it attached to the large grid, and hope it wouldn't move. But for some reason, I don't know if it's been patched out, but it was kind of like a phantom force. I don't know. But for a beefy creature like that, it doesn't really need it. It just needs to do its task for the time it's got, and it can sit for a while. It's just other things like the trains, for example, they will need power. They will need to keep running for a while. Speaking of which, what is it? Is it here yet? Going the wrong way. I mean, I literally have an arrow here pointing the direction for the travel. Let's intercept it this time. Do you think it wasn't even like... Do you think it wasn't even like the engines were on? Ooh, that was close. Do you think it was maybe a case of its dampeners are off and it's a slope and it slid all the way back, and that's how it looked like it was running on its own? So not like my refinery when I set up power. No, not like that. Hmm. Why did you move? Yeah, they're off. I'm thinking it's exactly what I think it was. It rolled down the hill and just kept going. Well, let's reconnect this other one up then. And we've got time, we've got time, we've got time. Because I want to give a wee sneak peek into some of the things I've been messing around with. Just a slope and weight then. Yep, that appears to be what's going on. Slope and weight. Grab this and make you go to 0. Velocity. And on. New. What you currently set at? Ah, wrong one. Oh my. It's this one. So it's at -100. And keep wiggling. And then power. Oh, it's off. Ah, there we go. That'll do. And this one was back to 0, upper and lower. No, I need them to be maxed out again because I need it to move. Yeah, that's what to do. Silly me. Right, anyway, right, let's get this thing reversed up. Right, full power. So I can go a lot faster in a straight line. But anything more than that, like a corner, if you try to do a corner at these speeds, no, it's not happening. How far? It's like it travelled like nearly a kilometre or so away with just a slope. Right, let's slow it down. Ooh, what did you say? Stop. Maybe I could have been a bit more gentle. Right. Stop. Pop back there. Right. Right, come on, you. Get back here. Now the traitor train is rolling again. Yeah, I want to run away. What you just did with the hinge. And what did I do with the hinge? Power is on in this one. That is very strange. No, other way. You need to stop moving. Ah! Right, connect. Ready? Eh. Right, how bad an angle am I off? not. On. It's on. As my sweet soul child, heresy and defection, the churches of the spirit of the train, surely not the work of gravity, no. Might be a wee bit of scrap code in here, you never know. Oh, other way. A little bit of adjustment. And pull. Yay! Right, you off. And hinge lock off. You off. Block's still on, but I'll turn you off as well. Same here. Off. And hinge lock off. Lock off. And block off. Right. Now let's get you moving. What were you set to? Just force them to lock and enjoy explosion. This one, darn. Script code is what I imagine they call vibe code garbage in the grim dark of the far future. Yep. Wait! I just realised. Remember I put a block to act as a brake so it wouldn't keep running away? Imagine I hit the cruise button and this thing started pulling. And this was still here. Ooh. That's what they call in the business a very big boom. Right, what was my button? I don't have a 15. Right. CCA. So CCA. And it's this one, and I'll pop this one on here to cruise right 15. I'll just put 15 space m/s. Hopefully I've got that right. I'll find out in a sec when I tap that button and instantly tap it off if it's the wrong one. It was wrong. Clang the 9th Chaos God. 9? You know I mean 7? Or 6? Unconfirmed with the other ones. It's the motive force, but evils. Yep. Evil Lecky. 5. So we are moving. And 7. Bear in mind, this locomotive I'm using here is not the same one that you get off the workshop. The one off the workshop's been tweaked and perfected and made better, and has a full emergency braking suite, an entire start up, speed up and slow down thing. It does autonomously on its own. You just need to press one button and it does its thing. This one still is needing a bit of manual work to get moving. Run. Yeah, I'll just try forward. Nah. I keep pressing the wrong button. I want 15, come on. Is it backwards? Wait a minute, is it written down for me? No, it wasn't. Yeah. That is the correct CC though. Isn't it? Just in case. So I'm slowing down, so that is that wrong? Oh, I click 4 first. Right, hang on. Right, knee movement, so it's obviously not facing the right way. Yeah, there are canonically 8 Chaos Gods, it's just we only hear of the 4 ones. Oh, right. That would make sense if the symbol for Chaos is the eightfold path, would be 8 Chaos Gods. Yeah, I could go with that. I wonder how spicy they'll be though. Right, this is the correct stuff, right? So I'll try left then. Let's go through all the cardinal points then. Cruise 15 left. No, right. That's so I did get it right the first time round. Then why is it acting like it doesn't understand me? Was it a spelling mistake? Who knows? Maybe I know, because I make spelling mistakes all the time. Like I was, yeah, my brain's been fizzed. Yeah, that's the correct one, but that is too much of a thrust there. Right, so see that? See when I hit that button? Right, so I'll do it again, right? So I'm going to press straight to 15 ms, right? And I'll quickly press the stop button. Right, see that? And I have to press stop again. See, the whole thing either like stretches too far and bunches up too much. So on the one that you get on the workshop, you literally just need to press one button and a timer block does all the rest for you, where it incrementally increases the speed like I've got on the taskbar, except you won't have that on taskbar unless you want to do it manually. So that's why I press 5, take it up to 3, then once I'm at 3 after a few seconds when the motion's gone and things are not jingling about, press 6. There's less movement, less vibration, up to 7, and that's now me up to 10 meters a second when I press 7, and then press 9, and I got up to a nice comfortable 15 meters a second. You don't need to do any of that with the auto function I put on the version 2 of the Mark IV. That way you just press it and then that's it. And then that should be this running now for the rest of the trip. I'll just quickly save just in case. Speaking of ability to describe lore, I've never heard of how the Mechanicum gets all their raw materials. I mean, we hear of asteroid miners that literally hard manual labourers in space, but I really want to hear of the Mechanicum's own mining equipment. Well, the equipment itself specifically, I don't have any info on that either, but again, yeah, the slave labour, the servitors and all that stuff, yeah. So the locomotive now on the workshop has MSD manual self-driving. Yeah, it's kind of manual self-driving. The one on the workshop, I set up a system with a timer block that it will command the cruise control script to increase the speed incrementally in batches of 3 meters per second up to a comfortable 15. But when I set it up under the understanding that these things run at 20 meters a second. I wanted a more 15. 15 is more comfortable, it's less damaging, the track is more designed for a 15, but you can punch it up to the 20 if your corners are much longer and wider stretched as well. It's one of the things I was saying to Splitsy the other day in his comments. I was saying that when he's doing his curve, depending on how fast you want to go, the faster you go, the wider the curve's going to need to be, and it needs to be a lot longer, it uses more stuff. And I got a wee love heart response to that, which I thought was quite nice. It would make sense that they would build some of huge machines for extraction so that they could do it with warfare. And it makes sense economically given how much giant machinery they put to it. Yeah, you know what, I think, thinking of the Mechanicum when it comes to mining and excavation, I think a Titan with like big bucket hands or big rotary bucket horns or something like that would probably make sense. But I think they just import mostly everything for mass conveyors for asteroid belts and stuff as well, and things are just grabbing. Having said that though, I'm thinking there was something in a short story that was mentioned about how they were strip mining a planet. If they strip mine a planet, they need something on the surface in order to dig some stuff out, right? They surely wouldn't use some kind of like flying thing. They would use like, you know how the Mastodon, the big like transport thing. Am I thinking the right one? No. The one for it was on Forge World. It was like the big vehicle transport thing. It was absolutely huge model. It was like 600 odd pound. And it had a big flattened door at the front, and it looked like kind of like a barge that we would have here, except it tracked wheels on the side. Something like that would put on the planet, and then big drill heads would come out of the front, and it would just drive forward and strip mine everything. Would be an idea. I should write a fan story about a hiver that gets taken and made into a Celtor, and literally just the ECU of self-propellant giga excavator. Yeah, but also capture the essence of the grimdark about how he's the lobotomy to turn him into a servitor didn't quite take. he's still alive in there. He still feels and feels the machine crawling in his brain, making him do this mining stuff, and maybe make him an eco warrior as well. So it fits with the grim dark that it hurts him to see him terrorizing a planet like that. You know, grim dark and all of that. I'm missing a block. Why am I missing blocks? Right, that's that. Do a quick check in here. Because I'm going to go down to the basement again. I'm going to come out of this save and I'm going to go into another save and show you guys a few things I've been working on to give you an idea of where I've been spending a vast portion of my time. Did I press the right button? I'm on the ground floor. God dang it. Out, wrong. Descent of Angels, end of the book mentioned flattening a mountain range. Yeah, but Alex, when the Mechanicum do a lot of flattening, they're not doing it to get the stone, the rocks, or the ore. They're using heavy melters to flatten a planet. They did it on Eleanor, formerly Eleanor, present day Armageddon, and to flatten it down to one contour's width around the whole planet. Just to give you an idea of how they're doing that one. I recall seeing a few years back someone built a huge asteroid eater. Venus flytrap closed its jaws around the asteroid. That actually came up on my recommended list quite recently, considering it's quite an old vid. And where's the battery? I've got reactors in here. What? Came with the design, I suppose. Right, so I'll just jump out here to the corner. Turn the lights off. Click save. There we go. Right. Yeah, that is the grimdark fun of writing about settlers. A guy on YouTube, I forgot the name of, made a short fan story about son of a noble accidentally being turned into settlers. Really? Huh. See, it's not familiar to me, but these things usually pop up for me, and I always have a wee look at them because well, I think I've probably said before, I've like tanked the entire Horus Heresy from beginning to end, in order as well, and all the side quests and stuff as well. The whole shabazz. Earth test planet first. So I like to think I'm a bit of a know-it-all when it comes to the lore, but I'm not really. If you ask me about book 48, I'll go nope. It was so bad. But yeah, uh, I do get the odd wee video coming up as well. Like a Border Prince, for example, shows up in my feeds a lot. Well, and then I subscribe to him, and that's how I learned about the Fall Acadia stuff before actually the book came out. And then I read the book as well quite recently. That was quite fun. A wee bit of tearing eye at the end as well with the fighter pilot that couldn't quite make it out of the atmosphere. Yeah, they were visiting a planet trying to fix a deal for some production order with the Mechanicus, and he got caught in the assembly. What? Really? I mean, in 40k, that probably happens a lot of the time to the lowborn. But if it's a noble, then it's like a highborn. What did they do near the assembly line? Do you think it was the rollers in his white wig that he had on that maybe got caught in the assembly line that got him poked down? See, that's the thing. When I was reading the Eisenhorn novels, when they were describing the trade family Glor, and they were described like, and I've seen the artwork and all that depicting this stuff all the time about these nobles and the rogue traders and stuff. They're like Victorian mariners and Victorian noblemen with the big wigs and all that stuff, and the white makeup with the drawn on freckle and all that stuff, and the big red lips, and they look like something straight out of like a Doctor Who episode. You know, it was absolutely brilliant. I love the aesthetic of that, and then the backdrop of the ships and all that being like gothic with skulls and everything. It's fantastic stuff. I love it. Just gave him a discount. Sorry, we can't fix it. What they like lobotomized his son and then said, "Oh, here's a discount. We can't do anything else about it." That's some customer service. That. How bad was the actual servitor work that they done to him? if he's having to drag them back. You think they would just let, once it's done, just, you know, put them back into work? The Blackadder Nobles? Yeah, I'm thinking Hugh Laurie. Crazy aesthetic. Isn't it? Aye. Right. This is my creative world, by the way, or one of them. So don't panic if you think that blocks are like just appearing. Right. Where is it? Where is it? This was originally going to be the shape for my station as well, and I didn't really go with it. What am I looking for? Oh yeah. I've done some work on the Megalith station as well. Hopefully that'll be able to get that plugged in. This is one of the station designs I've got for one of the mining spots as well, further along the track. I've got an odd glitch in it, and I've never worked out what was wrong with it. Just a certain block every time we touch it, the game just freezes. Oh yeah, and the tight squeeze at the top inside this station is really quite something. It makes it, but only just like a ball hair's width. But yeah, this one should be no bad. Get it nice and done and up and running. Need a wee paint job and a few extra aesthetics added to it, but I'll get this one added in at some point. I should find the story and just link it. Sphere body horror alert for anyone who's been under surgery or serious. Right, serious dental work, right? So you know how I come for this wee island known as the UK, right? And there's what do you call it? A perpetual idea that people for this island have got bad teeth. Well, I don't exactly help that stereotype because I've lost half of mine on one side due to sheer dental abuse, and the dental work I got was also quite extensive. So I'm not actually traumatized anymore. So I think I'd be all right with the story then, because I'm not really bad with dental work anymore. In fact, I'm actually looking forward to see my dentist next month actually, because I'm expecting to get a very good boy sticker added to my chest. Recognise this by any chance? Does it look familiar to anybody? Because this is going to be out at the hydrogen fields, and the tracks are going to go under here and pop out the other side. Got plenty of slots for guns, and it freezes. Why is it frozen? There we go. I think maybe that should have been a bit bigger. Should have tweaked that as well. Anyway, Boxing the Void is the channel name, and the story is Abomination. Right, hang on, I need to get a pen. Right, where we go? Right, got one. Needs to be set to write this down. Right, let's see. Fox in the Void. Abomination. Right, thank you. I will take a wee peek at that, because when I'm working sometimes I put a wee earbud in and have my Audible on or something like that. I can also do it with YouTube as well, so I'll be able to whack on a wee bit of story and stuff. That the fight next week. Alex, I was considering bringing the Necrons, but you said you were painting something specifically, so unless you tell me that that something specific is Necron capable, I will be bringing the Space Marines. If you say bring Necrons, I'll bring the Necrons, but I'm going to throw a Tesseract Vault at you, so you'd have to bring some pretty beefy guns, right? That could almost pass for 2 hydroelectric dams. It could. And I could bundle a whole lot of hydrogen engines in there and see how it runs. What the heck, Necron Infestation? Somebody get the water bucket and bonsai, buddy. Yeah, Necron stuff. This is only like a small portion of the Necron stuff I've actually been working on as well. I've managed to get a few different things put together. I mean, for example, with this ship out here that's attached to this station is like it's a cargo freighter, a literal cargo freighter, and that was it. And the hydrogen tanks get removed once you're in space. You build it on the ground, it flies up to space, and then you're good to go. And this one's entirely my own work and my own design as well. But I'm trying to find something specific. I think I'm in the right world. I'm not really too sure. There's a defense pylon there. Ah, I think I found something. The elevator. Yep, habitation. No, that's not it. I'm hoping I saved it properly. Oh, that noise. I was wondering what the noise was. This is probably going to be a bit loud. This was my tester for the ore dropper. It's perpetual because it's attached at the bottom and feeds itself back in. Let it rain! It sounds so bad. Clang, clang, clang. Yep. Love the colouring. Thank you. I'm going to show you briefly the emergency stop thing. Right. Now, further along the track is the whatchamacallit, a mining train. Right. Where's the page? Right. So this should be the start to move and slow down buttons, right? I'll just check and make sure the sensor is on for the emergency stop. Nope. On. Right. Hopefully this will work and it'll only gently bump rather than crash, right? So I'll press 2 to get going, right? This is it, incrementally bringing itself up to speed on its own. It waits like 2 seconds and then goes up another 3 meters a second all the way up to its maximum of 20, right? But as soon as that sensor detects that small grid in front, it'll switch that off and then start the slowing down process, which is the same process as the going up to speed to bring it back down again. So right now we're just a bit shy of the 20 ms. It should trigger the slowing down process. Hopefully. Yep. Now it started slowing down, but not enough because the distance for the sensor is it's too short. It's only 50 meters. I need one that's at least 100 meters long because now I'm coming to a complete stop now. My emergency stop was not quick enough, and the reason I do it incrementally like that is because if you've got a lot of wagons behind it, they're not going to stop as fast as the locomotive is, and it's just going to whack straight into the back. So I still need to work on that a wee bit, and the 15 is still a good speed as well. Oh, don't know what I pressed there. Right, let's get out of there. You made that funny fountain decoration, but with rocks. Yeah, I did. That's not a rocket launcher, that's a rock launcher. Yeah. Right, space for a wee brief look, because I think this is the ring world for the thingy I'm looking for. Let's shoot straight up. Because I do need to go to space for something I've got in mind for the railway, because my main goal is to try and see if I can get these things working without using deuterium. So I need uranium, but I also need it for missiles and bombs and stuff as well. So I want to set up like a kind of station that will build like a wee drop pod, 40k style, launch it down to the planet, but have things coming in and out and all that stuff to get it going. Use something like Splitz's E-stop with pistons and mag plates. Is that the thing that Splitz had done this week? And he drove to the end of his track, and it's where the piston comes down with the mag plate and grabs a hold of the track below him. Because I saw that, right? I didn't comment on him. I was going to comment on him because as soon as I saw that, I went, good thing you're only doing it at 4 meters a second. Because if he's doing that at, let's say, the 100 that he's aiming for, And that, aye. So you did see it. See, I saw it and all. I was in the hairdressers at the time when I was watching it, right? Like Splitsy Station and Survival Impossible. Yes, Survival Impossible, Splitsy Survival Impossible, right? I've been watching it since Survival Impossible and Set Acquisitions were like episodes 1. I was watching them, and a wee bit before that and all. Um, I really love Capac, by the way. He always drops in these wee bits and bobs for sci-fi movies, and I'm always like, I know that reference all the time. But so when he gets to the end of the track, the sensor says there's no more track. The piston drops down. The maglock grabs a hold of the track. The force that that thing is grabbing that track, right? He's gone at 4 meters a second. And did you hear the clang noise when he came to a stop? He commented that the shortcomings of the sensor, not enough range to respond. So yeah, I mean that's my problem. See, my problem is I'm wanting my sensor to be long enough so that the auto slowdown will happen and it will slow the train down without the heavy wagons behind it slamming into the back of it, so that there'll be minimal damage to the block. Space Engineers 2 know so much because the damage is above 20 meters a second, but in this case, they'll start blasting through each other and destroying the blocks. So if I could get like 100 meters distance, even 150 meters would be ideal for a sensor on a small grid in order to be able to say, right, there's something here, slow down and stop. But with his piston thing, if I were to install that, right, and I hit, the sensor detects like a small grid in front of me, right, and it hits the auto brake, and the piston comes down, and the mag plate locks onto the track. I guarantee you the wagons behind my train will not only snap off the back, but will launch themselves up and over the top of the locomotive. Now that sounds fun as if to put in a test world to see what would happen, but I'll tell you that I see when I saw him doing that, I went, oh good god, on a 2G world, oh good god, that's going to blow up. You can use action relays and sensors on the track to make a block safety system like they use in roller coasters and subway trains. Yeah, I've got an idea for using like the action relays and that stuff to get the trains to stop at the stations and then activate like the ore hoppers to drop the ore in, right? But to get these things to stop if it's coming up on another train, so say if there's 2 trains on the track at the same time, one's spent a bit of time at one of the stations and then it moves off. The second one comes up, but it's no stopping at this station, and it eventually catches up. It'll it'll either hit the other one, so I want them to remain separated. So if remain separated, I need them to be able to do it without the need an action relay, because hang on. Right. I've got an idea. Oh, this is a big job. This is a big job. So, right, in the short term, what I'm needing is the sensor to be able to tell the train to stop because it's detecting another train in front. Right, so that's that part. You know, that's why I need the modded sensor. Right, the idea I've just had there. Right, so you guys like give me ideas and inspire me with these things all the time, right? Right, hold on a wee sec. Right, I've got my eyes shut here, and I've got like like all different things rolling through my head right now. I'll get back to the chat in a wee sec. Right, so you know how in the command center in the station, I've been messing around with a small grid thing on the wall to make it look like a big giant telescreen. One of the ideas I've had is I watched a TV show inside Glasgow Central Station, the train station in middle of Glasgow, and they took the camera crew to the Network Rail Centre in Springburn, and in there's a giant like display on the wall, and on the wall it's got where all the switch points are, and like like a model replica of the tracks that they're operating on, and lights are flickering on and off based on where certain units are. That's an idea I've been wanting to play around with, and using neon tubes and all that to make a replica map of the track, like top down, and then have like interior lights that would come on. So like a green light would come on, the train is here, because it would, a sensor on the track would detect the train, and it would send a signal via the action relay to the main station that would light up that light and turn the previous one off. So I'd be able to track the trains without leaving the station in real time as they're moving along the track, right? So what if... Oh no, maybe not. I was thinking something along the lines of what if the same action really is if the light is still on at the home base, and that action relay sends another signal to the main base, and instead of that light's already on, instead of being able to turn it back on, it then sends an emergency stop signal out to the train that then triggered it. So it itself doesn't need to use its own emergency brake system. Is that possible? That's kind of like me brainstorming or something. So there's not much visuals and all that, but that was like rolling in my head there. Look at the chat here. Uh, they're such an awesome duo. They're also absolute vice peddlers and got me into Out of War. Yeah, I agree with that one. You can use action relay sensors track to make the block safety system using the way roll across subway trains. Right. Usually e-brake is all wagons. I'm trying to keep the wagons like function free so they won't be braking themselves. The whole thing is slowing the inertia down with the movement of the locomotive. I want all the effort in the locomotive. If not a larger sensor range, at least you can be able to adjust it in directions like you can with a projector. I don't know. Are you able to give me any more detail on that? What you mean with that, Chad? Like adjusting the directions with the projector? I'm going to use relay sensors and event controls to fully automate regular cargo train routes. Yeah, because I was thinking about like if I was doing like a third line that breaks off for the main track, how would I get things working? And event controls is what I was thinking about using for that. You can use neon tubes and light plates to make a traffic control SCADA style system. Yeah, to be fair about the SCADA type system, I'm actually kind of pinching the idea for somebody else who I also watch, is a guy called Engineered Coffee. He's actually commented in one of my videos as well, and I helped him out with the angles for the curvature. He has monorail. I gave him the numbers that he needed. The 2, 3, and 6 to get a 90-degree turn, and no going above 6, because if you start going above 6, your wheelbase is going to start like snapping apart because it's too sharp a turn and stuff. Engine Coffee is a good resource in programming block free automation. Yeah, right. Right. See if I were to just read the next comment down. Right. Forgive me. But yeah, I watch him. Like his videos go up on a Friday, and I think I watch him on a Friday night after work. The lamps can also double as flip flops, 1-bit memory for storing states. Right. See, that is a bit above my ability. Way above my ability. Dread Mechanic uses the light control for controls in his walking mechs. Everything is possible to realise timers, think controllers and lights through the magic of Boolean logic. Yeah, I think your videos on his... Really? I need to be a part of that Discord. I've also got, I've still not done my homework yet as well. I've got a full tutorial thing about Discord. I've been told just set up the server and that stuff, but I want to know more about the whole process, and just in case, you know, naughty people sneak their way in as well, and get a bit more ideas on how to do that. Yeah, I'll link your video on his Discord. You can move the sensor detection field around like you can move a projection around. It's a fixed area around the sensor. You can do it and shrink, extend to the max size. Or you can't, so yes, you'd need a more sensor. Yeah, Chad, see, that's the thing. It's like when you put on the show on HUD thing and you see the big red box and all that stuff. If I push this, see the sensor's right on the front of the tip of the nose, but just behind the first block. 50 metres is the maximum it goes out, and it's just not enough for my slow down speeds without the wagons behind smacking into the back of the locomotive. Yeah, there's a lot to think about and a lot to plan out, especially with the ideas and things going backwards and forwards. So I'll get moving and show you a few wee other bits and pieces I've been working on. Guy on the Steam Workshop, Mike Angelo or Mike Angel, I think that was his full name. He made these. He made the top one quite a while ago. I repainted it and rebuilt it for survival specific, and that's the one that I've been doing all the interior work on and lifted stuff out yet. This one I'm still working on to be a bit more Iron Warrior-ish, and that's Mary's one of my recent ones, and it's fun to be farting about in. But you see the size in comparison to the Mark III train. That, just ignore that thing over there. That's nothing. So I've been messing around with all sorts of different designs and things, different ideas. This station here is the station I've had for a wee while, and I was thinking about using this and like for the middle here, pointing it down at the planet, and this is where the wee drop pods would be built, and then it'd be slowly launched with a wee bit of hydrogen thrust straight down to the planet with the uranium that it gets strapped off. Nice wee designed wee micro station. And then I have something truly colossal that I also pinched off the workshop. It's a little too big for a standard game, to be honest. A mess of a Corvette still to be worked on. Duplicated it into small grid for the Wii. I still think this is a Ring World. I'll take a peek at the other one before I go. Right. I hate that my brain likes moving dirt dirt more than playing SE these days. So I'm jelly of your industriousness. Haha! Thank you. My industriousness is it's not the best, I'll admit. When I'm like watching some of the other guys on the YouTube, I'm like, wow, you guys really thought all this through. I just came up with I have problem A needs solution equals B. That's it. And that's about as far as I got. So if that's that test world, where's the other stuff hiding? Is it here? Oh, I think it's this one. One downside of extended range for a sensor is that you'll cause problems if you widen the field to accommodate sensing while in curve, because it would also detect a train on the next line. I didn't think of that one. Yeah, so if the train's gone the opposite direction, and they're both on a curve at the same time, yeah, the one taking the curve on the inside will detect the one on the outside and then stop. Yeah. But see the 50 range effort as well, the exact same problem. And it's like I think I have no much a choice, to be honest. I think I'd rather the train stop for 5 minutes on a curve because its counterpart went past it, and allow the distance between the pair of them to still main you know maintain it and be quite a wide apart would still be a good idea. Railway said it wouldn't actually interfere with it. No, well, see, the thing is with the sensor, I've got it to detect only small grid. So if a drone were to fall and collapse onto the track, it would stop. And the way the system is built up on the train is it will not move again until that thing is out of the way. It always turns itself back on to check and then turns itself back off after like a set period of time. So if when I get the thing set up in the main base and the light is on and it doesn't go off at all and it's still there, might need to have something to tell me that it's no moved after a period of time. So like a warning light will start flashing. So I'm thinking if a train doesn't meet a checkpoint at another part on the route and the action relay's not went off and there's a period of time, it will then trigger a warning light so I can go out and see if there's something on the track stopping it moving. It's quite an idea for the whole messing around with getting the things to move backwards and forwards with the actions. Yeah, my world looks like some Hicks backyard of failed projects and I really to find some stronger coffee. Well, I'm literally showing you some of my projects and my works and all that stuff. Right, I'm no amazing at this, right? I muddle by, right? Although I'm going to write that name down actually because I've not heard of the guy yet actually, he's not came up in any of my feeds. I'm going to take a peek. Right, Dread Mechanic. Dread Mechanic and right, took that down. There we go. See what I mean about like hideous things built, and so when you talk about Fossil that your backyard's a bit of a mess, it's not that bad. I've got things that look like this just sitting there. well, to be fair, this thing can go all the way into space, mine stuff come all the way back down and no crash, so I guess that's alright. Just out of curiosity, Fossil, what kind of music is it you're into? My first excavator. Ew. I need to find somewhere to install these things as well. Maybe a little. I need to flip this around and put a railgun in the middle. Industrial techno and noise. I'm partial to a few of those items myself. A lot of death and black metal, and that's more from me teens. If only you could see my playlist. If I were to say, this can't help but dance to just machines being noisy and rattly IRL, it's just hilarious. Yeah! It would get very complicated, but if you had something in the rails and the locomotive could detect and verify which line is on it, and then if it detected another locomotive on your line, it could ignore it and keep on moving. Yeah, complicated, yeah, but I think with an event controller, essentially to say, is this here? Yes, keeps going, and then if the second one say hits it, it says this is here, off, don't move, or something like that. I'm trying to think about how that would be planned out. And also, if I were to say a band like Dimmu Borgir or Borgir and Rammstein, do they sound familiar? Or what about a band like Aesthetic Perfection? Any ideas? Well, if you had the sound samples, you'd be able to do anything with any sound, even if that means like big machines. How wide a gap is that? Is that? No, it's only 3. Yeah. Well, there are just a few examples of some of the bands I listen to as well. I also listen to Grandad metal as well. Just an example is like Judas Priest is an example. What about music suggestions? Go right ahead. I mean, I've got quite a few. I think that's the correct one. So how wide am I looking here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Baby metal. Ha! Ha! I guess the things are Saturn type. Sometimes I listen to Marco because she's based for going into black metal after L'Oreal hair model. Really? How do you do that? What's that button I need to press? Control. Screen. Right, what's wrong with doing music's the best? Yeah. See, when you get talking about music, it's always a wee bit like everybody's got their own taste, and then it becomes each epoch, each band's stuff as well. I'm very a kind of like early to late 2000s black metal, and recently in recent years I've been expanding my palette. I mean, on my big playlist I've got a few songs for KSI on it, and it's, you know, for a guy who's got long hair and a beard and listens to heavy metal and can, you know, join the odd mosh pit and bang his head about a wee bit to Manowar and shit, and then you see I've got like a deep voiced jazz singer called Leonard Cohen and KSI on the same list as these heavy metal bands. You're like, what the hell is that? And it's like, It's just my thing. It's what I'm into. I'm a bit more broad these days than I had been in the past. The past I was a bit like, nah, I'm only into one thing and then that was it. Right, hang on, I need to bring up a thing here. That's right. Where's my paint? Where's my paint? Pain. Click. Control V. Yep, got it. Right, that's me. Ah. Oh. Right, where are we? I only listened to black and death metal of various sorts until I started on my ADHD meds, and then I suddenly got obsessed with German and French hard techno and even Dutch gabber. That's not so bad. I mean, I recently came across a band. There was an internet channel that done metal radio because see on this island, uh, the people south of the border control the music and they don't like metal at all, so there's like no metal radio stations up here. But with the internet, I'm able to find radio stations for all across Europe. And one of the bands that came along, and I listened to it, and I was like, "What the fuck is that?" And half of the time it sounded like I was listening to pop. Then I thought it sounded like I was listening to some kind of rave as well. And I'm like, "This is weird and a variety," but I don't really know much of them. Other in fact to get a few of their tracks on my big playlist. It's a I think they're a German band called Unhillig, and I quite like them. I think the stuff they've got is no bad. And you know Rammstein fluently, don't you, Alex? You'll leave my terrible Rammstein singing out of this, alright? That's no for no one else. That's just for me and when I'm in the shower, alright? What's the time? Oh, good God. 3 minutes. I think I'll zip away. But yeah, I've showed you all the stuff. Rescued my wagon, my broken wagon. I've showed you the hydrogen haul, the cargo haul. I've put in the filters. I've not activated them, but I've put in the filters. I've built a lifter, done the rescue, and came into these worlds. I set the train off again and came into these worlds to just show off some of the things I've been messing around with and working on. Let's see, Radio Hill 62, we got Radio Rock FM, don't even have that out here. The Archetypical, we only play real rock for real men. Radioactive by Image Dragon starts playing. Do hast, And all the metal in the metal theme broadcast sounds like AI generated full beat ripoff of Deathcore Breakdown. Really? See, the last radio station or TV radio station here on this island played like one song and it was for Chemical Romance and it was the same one on repeat 24 hours a day. And then they wonder why the channel shut down. And I was like, because it's crap. It's like, when was the last time we saw anything of metal on the telly? You don't. It's like, Simon Cowell's ruined the music industry out here. If it's not pre-approved by him, then it's nothing. But that's just a whole different thing, you know. We're here for something else. Not much heavy metal, death metal, some Moria, Mannheim Steamroller guy. That's not bad either. I mean, everybody's got their own flavours. Electric Callboy. Well, Alex, you had a lot of what I would only describe as medieval metal when we were playing the last time. Maids of Frasmonel is a great band from the Isles west of Jutland and don't speak Danish anymore. See, there's a lot of bands and a lot of music out there I'm completely unfamiliar with. Yeah, I think at my age, you know, I'd have been familiar with a lot more, but I really haven't. It's well, then again, to be fair, I literally spent like 22 months not listening to a single bloody song because I was going through the entire Horus Heresy. So it's like, yeah, and I'm getting more into music now. This atmosphere music for gaming, yeah, I like lots of music types, but I have to admit that classic rock is my mainstay. Classic rock's no bad. There's a pub in Glasgow that I've not actually been to for a wee while, but I'm soon going to be going back there because the pub quiz is on, and they do a lot of classic rock and classic metal as well. And when I was sitting in there the last time, uh, like Slipknot came on, and I'm like, hold on a minute, this bar only plays classic stuff. If Slipknot is considered classic stuff, how old am I getting? And it was like one of the moments, like, what the hell was that? Why am I feeling old all of a sudden? uh, Also, if you want to check out stuff, check out. Right, I'm going to screenshot that. Control print. Where's my thingy? There we go. And file new. So click and there we go. And that and this and there we go. There we are. Right. So where am I? Right. If Slipknot is classic, my stereo is Archaeotech. Better be careful with the Archaeotech. Ark and Land will be coming to take it off of you. Our music is classic now, afraid to tell you. I know. The grey hair in my beard gives me away. On that note, I'm going to need to call it a night. Right, guys? Yous have been great. Yous have gave me ideas. You've got the juices in the brain flowing. Yous actually helped me out with spelling and stuff when my brain was fried. And yous have got me through the night. I was actually really nervous coming on the night. My anxiety was getting bad. I had that feeling like, oh, I don't want to do it, I don't want to do it. But once I got started, you guys came in, started chatting away. Yous have really helped me settle in as well. You've done a solid for me as well, right? Uh, I am going to get on with doing something about the Discords as well and try and sneak into some of the other guys' stuff as well. But yeah, you guys have been fantastic, right? And I'll catch you again in the future, alright? And Chad, you take care of yourself, also take care of yourself, and Alex, I'll see you fairly soon, alright? Right, you take care of yourselves, guys, alright?